Hi everyone, thank you for coming to today's session. Today I would like to talk about leakage in a building. Over the last few years, there are lots of rainings in Sydney, and then that water causes a lot of leakage issue. A lot of apartments and houses has been reported as the leakage. Obviously, it was due to the unexpectedly high volume of raining flooded into the room. But many cases actually could be protected either or both by design and construction correctly. So what is a hob and step down? Hob and step down is varied to protect water that gets into dry area from the wet area.
To understanding the hob and step down, you have to look at Australian standard AS 4654.2-2012. Australian standard is very important before you design because compliance is matter. AS 4654.2 is about waterproofing membranes for external above ground use. Part 2, design and installation. In this Australian standard, let you know how you design, how high the hob, how to waterproof it for the external. On page 19, it shows typical details of a membrane termination at external opening doors. And let me explain about this section. Okay, this line is concrete slab. This is called step down. Say this is external, this is internal. So anyhow, water is coming and then it's not go over into the internal, it's going out back to external. However, when we could not making this step down in a concrete slab, we have to introduce hob, which is this is hob. So external and internal will be same level. However, it's protected by hob. The height of this hob have to design depending on the termination of waterproofing. So this height is called termination of waterproof. How we design this one? It say we have to check appendix of 8. Where is appendix of 8? Is inside of this Australian standard. Go to the page 32. This is appendix, and then let you know how height is termination of the waterproof. So, the Sydney, for example, this is region A. It's about N3 or N2. It depends on how the wind speed. For example, if wind speed is 45, then it will apply to N3. So, termination height has to 70 millimeters. So now we go back to the section details again. So in this case, the termination height is between finished floor level, not for the finishes of the waterproof. So calculation from the finished floor level here up to where to this waterproof to be finished. So this has to be 70 millimeters where the wind speed is 45 and then it is defined as N3 zone. So whenever you define this height as a hob or step down, if we could not making this one too high, then we're using this water stop angle to making against waterproof to upturning coming up to there. So this becoming waterproof here, and then we define this one becoming 70 millimeters. This will be checked by the building commissioner under the DNBP Act. So now you have a more understanding of the hob and step down, how we protect the water from the coming from outside to internal.
It starts from this corner here. I don't know what that is. Here's a dry paper towel. Get that. You can hear the bloody water as well. Goes down all the way down. All the way down here. Ridiculous.
So what happened to this unit? So I already draw the basic section details for making you understanding better. In this unit, internal, this water is coming through on the side of this hob. Okay, what happened for this hob? This is silicone hob. Because the step down here is only 30 millimeters, which means 30 millimeters is not high enough for the waterproof, as I explained before with the Australian standard. Window cannot be sit on top of this 30 millimeters step down. So instead of asking the builder, the window guys just built this silicone hob without waterproofing properly. Therefore, whenever it's raining comes, the water is dripping into and then travel into the inside of the bedrooms. So now how we can fix this one? First thing we have to do, demolish this part of the drip rack. So we opened waste leakage problem issue. Now we open it. And also we need to open these tiles. And 1 or 2 tiles have to be opened. Maybe this waterproof will damage it. And this is waterproof membrane. And now what we have to do, investigate this area. So you can clearly see there's no waterproof done properly. In that case, we have to do re-waterproof in that corner and do water test, whether water comes in or not. If no water comes in, that's great. We close off. And you will rebuild it. It's never gonna be going in again. However, after done of this extra waterproof, if the water is still dripping into, well, in this case, we do extra waterproof angle into inside, which is supposed to be higher than finish area. As I explained this one, this will be finish level of external, and then this will be termination height for the waterproof membrane. It's supposed to be 70 millimeters, since this one is N3. So the height of this angle defined by external finish level. So making this one more than 70 millimeters. And you need to making this one saw cut to the concrete slab to make sure this angle fit it in. After you fit it in this one, you must have silicone on top of this both side. And then you have to do waterproof. So now you can get the height of the waterproof angle. After done that one, we may need to pack out. It depends on how far away to finish up this wall internally. Now you may have water test again from the external, and if you find it out there's no water coming in, then you're successfully done for your remedial solution. And one more thing, if it's just in case water is coming in and fill this gap, we have to making discharge this water. So this called whip hole. We have to making this whip hole to go out externally.
Remember, fixing defect is much more expensive and time-consuming job than do work properly from the beginning.